Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Explore the Path to Coaching Success webinar. My name is Sharon Jacobson, and I'm excited to be with all of you from wherever you're calling in from today. And I know folks are busy jumping on. Just to set some context, this is Explore the Path to Coaching Success. And we've got fun things in store for you. We're going to be having a coaching demo, as well as sharing some details about our progressive coach training program. And we're excited that you're joining. We're going to get ourselves started in a few minutes. In the meantime, just want to introduce myself. My name is Sharon Jacobson. I'm, as I said, excited to be here. I'm calling in from Westport, Connecticut in the United States. And as I just said to somebody else on the call, it is chilly here. The leaves are starting to change. It's about 58 degrees. So we are really into fall. And I'd love to hear where you're all calling in from before I introduce the rest of the folks on the call today. So if you could share in the chat where you're calling in from in the world, I'd love to know. Welcome, Chicago. Yes, you're in the burbs. Knoxville, Tennessee, thanks for joining. One of our faculty is also from California today. Houston, Mexico City, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, welcome. Brazil, I'm sure your weather is lovely at this moment. Kansas, thanks for joining. I'm going to get us started in a minute, but I'm excited you're all here. And without further ado, what I love to do is just welcome you all again. And we are here to really dive deeply into the Coactive Coach Training Program. And I'm really excited to introduce a couple of people that are on the call today. First, I've got Kat Ramp, and Kat is going to be supporting us both in the chat and the Q&A. So she's the leader from behind. She'll be able to support any questions that are coming in. Specifically, Kat will be in the chat at the beginning, and she'll be sharing links. She'll also be supporting us in finding someone who's interested in being a client today. So you'll learn more about that in a little bit. I'd love both Joni and Shannon to jump on and turn their cameras on and maybe introduce themselves and tell a little bit about them.
Great. Thank you, Sharon. Hi, everyone. I'm Joni Marr. I'm based in Vancouver, Canada, and it's chilly here too. I'm a faculty member for the Coactive Training Institute, and I have been working here since 2003. And I have to say, it is never boring. Coaching is my third career, and it's the most exciting and I'll say the most rewarding. I work half-time in Asia and half-time in North America, so I'm on a plane a lot. And what I've discovered is this model works in every room, every office, every organization that I work in. So I'm going to pass over to my colleague, Shannon.
Thanks, Joni. It was chilly here, and suddenly the sun is beaming in. Bad lighting. I'm in Sonoma, California. I found Coactive in 2008. At the time, I was a burned out nonprofit leader and a psychotherapist, and found Coactive, and the rest was, as they say, history. So I've been coaching since then and leading for CTI since 2014. And it's been quite a joy. So
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I'm going to get us started a little bit more into our webinar today. And before we go into the Coactive, what's important to know about Coactive, what I'd love to know is what you all are coming into the webinar with today. I'm actually going to share a poll that will help us design or learn more about what you're interested in knowing today. And the question is, who's actually joining our CPCC webinar today? Are you interested in becoming certified, interested in learning more about training or coach training? I think, you know what, I'm gonna stop this because I have the wrong poll here. So let me go back. And launch this. What's the primary reason you're here today? Most important. Are you exploring a career in coaching? Becoming a professional coach? Would you like to become a better leader? Do you want to add more to your professional skills and abilities? Or is your company wanting you to learn more about coaching for the organization? And I'm going to stop the poll in a moment. Looks like we have almost everybody, and share those results. So it looks like most of you are either exploring coaching, so it makes me think that you're researching and looking at opportunities, and you are interested in becoming a professional coach. So thanks for sharing that. I'm sure that'll be very important to both Joni and Shannon and us as we continue the webinar today. So a little bit about coactive training. Maybe you've heard that the Coactive Training Institute is known as the gold standard of coaching out there in the world. We've trained over 150,000 practitioners worldwide. And we continue to be just, you know, as Joni said, really busy. And now that we're into the fall season, things have just been really exciting, and people are very interested to get either continue their learning or start their learning here at Coactive. What I'd like to do now is invite Joni and Shannon to really take the lead here to talk a little bit more about how we're designing specifically the coaching session that's going to be happening, and talking to you a little bit more about what coaching is and what you'll be experiencing with them today.
Great. Thanks again, Sharon. So, Shannon and I, we are faculty members, meaning that we are the course leaders when you come to our program. We're two of many, hundreds actually. And coaching is a way of interacting with someone so that you help bring out the best in them. And you do it mostly by asking questions. You wouldn't think that's so powerful, but it's even more powerful than being directive or mentoring someone. Shannon, what's your opinion about it?
Yeah, I think what you'll see in Joni's demo really is that the client holds the the keys, the information, everything is within. So rather than us giving a lot of expert opinions or consulting, really we allow what the client knows but maybe hasn't expressed to come forward. And so coaching is really about partnering in a creative way that moves someone forward in the areas that they'd like. And so, yep, you will get a taste of that. And so we have a couple of things. Part of our model is designing an alliance, which is our jargon for let's talk about how we're going to be in relationship together. And so we're going to do it a little bit with you all and set up for this demonstration. So with Joni and I, you'll see that we don't go by scripts. So we will co-lead. We're going to help explain some things together. And so sometimes we might step on each other, talk to each other, talk over each other. Coactive leadership is actually based on improv. And so when you come to our classrooms, you will always have these two leaders that are sharing the stage. So you get a lot of different styles and opinions and et cetera. So even during this webinar, you'll see that we will just sort of blend and dance with one another.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great, Shannon. Thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
Now, coaching typically, like the number one ethical guideline is confidentiality, but here we are on a webinar. And so we want to let you know that for this demonstration, whoever's going to step forward, that this will not be confidential because obviously there's other people here in the room. But we do this all the time. All of our courses are experiential, and we're always doing demonstrations. We're talking about the skills that are applied in the demonstration, not the person's issue afterwards, which Shannon will do after. She will guide you through a debrief. And I think in the 10-minute demonstration I think I'm going to do, you're going to probably walk away with new insights about how to be in relationship with one another. Because our model isn't just a coaching model, it's an operating system for life. It's a relational model.
Yeah, I love that, Joni, because it used to be called the coactive coaching model,
Yeah.
but you can be coactive in all of your relationships. So no matter what work you do in the world, family, friends, I I think we would both agree, Joni, that everything would be better if everyone were a little more coactive with each other, a little more curious, deep
Yeah.
listening, intuitive, connected. So anyway, you can tell we're both fans. We've been here a while because we love it.
Yeah.
So anyway, the just a little bit about the demo that Joni's going to do. It's going to be one of you, and it's not planned in advance, so it is volunteer. And Joni hasn't most likely hasn't met you, and so, like in our courses, we don't do role plays. We work with people on real topics. When we get coached by the students, we're talking about our real topics. So it's not fake, role playing. It's real. And the benefit of that is that you actually get a lot of personal growth because you get great coaching all throughout the courses. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think ready to go.
Yeah. Do we have anyone stepping up, Kat? Any volunteers?
There we go.
Okay. Well, great, Allie. I think that's Allie, if I
Mhm.
pronounced your name right. I think Kat or Sharon will bring you on board here. Oh, great. That looks yummy.
So, Joni, would you like any help from the back as far as holding time?
Yeah. I think this demo is about 10 minutes, but maybe you could, yeah, let me know at 10 minutes. How's
At
that?
10. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll pop
Yeah.
in and just be like,
Okay.
10.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's great. Thank you.
great.
Hey, Allie.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the webinar and welcome to the front, what we call the front of the room.
Thank you.
Imagine we're all sitting in a room together. And thank you for this opportunity to work with you. We've not met before. No, yep, just so what I'd like to do is before we start anything is I'd like to know from you, what do you need from me so that you can trust me for the next 10 minutes?
That's such a good question. Probably just authenticity, listening, and um, direct challenging if it's
Okay.
appropriate.
Okay. So the style you prefer is something a little bit more direct as opposed to something maybe softer and nurturing.
I think so.
Okay.
Probably
Okay.
depends on the day, but I'm here for it.
All right. Okay. So I want to give you permission that if at any point I step, over some line because we've not met, please just let me know. Okay. And do I have permission to intrude if you go, sort of down a tangent?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great. All right. So you can stay off mute if you like.
Oh,
Just the
great.
two of us here in the room. Okay. Yeah.
That's good.
So we have 10 minutes together. What is it that you would like to work on that's real and up for you in your life that's unresolved?
Yeah. You can tell me if this topic is not one
Sure.
that works, but genuinely trying to decide when to start pursuing the coaching certification.
Oh,
I've been doing a lot of research and I'm feeling pretty confident about going with CTI, but I'm trying to figure out the right timing and what path I want to choose.
Okay. Okay. So in coaching, I'm not going to advise or mentor you at all, but I will hopefully help you come to some clarity for yourself. Okay.
Sure.
So what is it you'd like to have at the end of 10 minutes of us working together?
Oh, in 10 minutes. I mean, ideally the time frame
Okay. Okay. Got it.
for when I should start.
Okay. Great. So what first of all drew you to this decision to pursue coaching?
Yeah. I've actually been working with a coach for a little while, a different coach, and recently quit my job. I'll say is partially a result of fantastic coaching. And it's something that I've been told I've been really good at. And I did some mentorship earlier this year for early career women for the Society of Industrial Organizational Psychology, and just really
Mm.
enjoyed it and wanted to expand or explore into like a new career path of potentially coaching.
I hear your passion. I hear your aliveness. I like the excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, if you could look, say, a year from now ahead, where would you hope your life would be at?
Oh, I would hope my house would be done needing functional renovations.
Mm. Oh, there's a little bit of
I
a right there.
Yeah, a little bit. It's I'm very, very lucky, but it's a lot. It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
When it comes to just like career path wise, I'd love to start having built my own either a company or been working for another organization that's not corporate America,
Mhm.
and being able to just live a life and have a career that brings me joy every day, that I'm really looking forward to, that allows me flexibility. Um, and I'd like to have started that and
Mm.
kind of be feeling a little uncertain, but mostly settled by this time next year.
Okay. So, if you imagine yourself one of those days, those ideal days where it's like, oh, I'm feeling like, wow, this is my life. I did
Hmm.
it. What would that day look like? Take
Mm,
us out to the future day.
yeah, for next year, I think it looks different in different years. For next year, I would say having multiple conversations and feeling like I'm making a difference in people's life and helping them find joy and fulfillment and not be bogged down by fear, myself, as well as helping other people not
Mm.
bogged down by fear. So I think being able to like see the change in others, have a couple of conversations, knowing that I'm having a direct impact, and also being able to kind of work from wherever I want
Ah.
is a good one. Not being forced to go anywhere.
So it sounds like your joy is you bring that to your conversations, your fulfillment.
Yeah, I would hope to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so what kinds of differences or what kinds of things are your people that you're having the conversations with? What's happening to them as you're having those conversations? What are you infusing or what are you inspiring?
Honestly, I would probably say career change. I like having gone through it myself. I was in the same corporate company for 9 years, and I really valued a traditional path for a long time, and realized that that's not the thing that brings me joy. And it's um, I don't really subscribe to the hustle culture. I'd like to unsubscribe from it. And so I think helping other people find that type of like freedom in choice,
Mhm.
and I think maybe folks who are looking to change their career, considering what they want to do next. I could also see a little bit of like more holistically life or wellness,
Mm.
and just folks who might be at kind of the potential of a turning point and need some help making that turn and going forward.
Okay. So I actually hear you sort of activating their courage,
Yeah,
the resolve. Oh, your eyes just lit up there. What happened?
I love the idea of courage. I tend to still, even now, get bogged down in my own fear, and so I think like being courageous is something that I would like to be, and bringing that on other people would help me, but also it would be really fulfilling
Yes.
to know that I brought it out in somebody else.
Yeah. Well, although I just met you,
Yeah.
I suspect you have a lot of courage in you. You're
Okay.
renovating, you quit your job, you're starting a new career. I mean, you are a risk taker. It sounds like you're an adventurer.
I wouldn't have pegged myself as a risk taker for a really long time, but I like that. I like painting it in that new positive light. So I'm here for it.
Okay. So if you're going to be that person in a year from now for those people that you definitely are going to make a contribution or a difference for,
Mm-hmm.
what's the step you would want to take today in that direction? Like I'm sure you don't have a clear pathway, but can you see in front of you?
Yeah, I could see a couple of different pathways. I have a lot of interests. I like a lot of different things. And so I think if I were to feel confident and comfortable coaching someone in that direction, I think I would need to have behaved in that way.
Mhm.
So um making a decision to get certified and completing the certification would be one of them. I think um in addition, I am a passionate foodie and I cook all the time. For those of you who know, or if you know, Ina Garten practically raised me. So her TV show was my thing. And I would love to like lean into that and say that I did it, that I'm proud that I did it. I haven't done it yet. I don't know what the barriers are and I know what some of them are, but I would like to have pushed through those so that I could be a good example. If I'm like telling somebody to walk the talk, I need to do it myself.
Right. So if we take that metaphor of cooking, what would be the first thing you would do in a cooking environment?
Mm.
Would it
Getting
be
back in the kitchen would be good. I've been a little bit not creative, but, for me specifically, it's more of like a food blog or podcast,
okay?
and for me, I think there's still a little bit of judgment from coming from a very traditional corporate background to feeling like, "Ooh," like, it's not I don't I kinda cringe at myself a little bit. I'm like, "Yeah, food blog or podcast." It sounds very millennial,
Mm,
but trying to work past that barrier and just, like, trying it for myself, maybe not publishing it anywhere, but just, like, actually writing something or doing something that's for me.
mhm. So if we transfer that over to a career change for you, what would that look like?
Oh, like, all told, future state? Oh, that one's easy. It's not
Oh,
easy to accomplish, but that one's easy.
okay, cool.
I would have my own cafe
Yeah.
that, is, like, part library and workspace, part daytime cafe, maybe a little, like, cocktail brunch, maybe some specialty dinners, not a full-blown restaurant because those are hard to run. I used to work in
Mhm.
restaurants. And then I would also have, like, a food blog and podcast that's successful, and I have people on my podcast come to my cafe, and I would coach either early career or career transitioning folks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a big vision.
It is a big vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we come down to the real question here, and I don't know if there's any more clarity right now, but what is the choice for you at this moment that will take you to that?
Mm, I think the first choice is probably getting the certification, going with something that's really attainable, and
Mhm.
then I'm not sure from there,
Mm.
but
And
it feels tangible.
yeah, that feels very tangible. So, okay, so you know A, what it's going to be, and B, what you don't know is the how.
Yeah, figuring out the how and, not allowing my saboteurs to get in my way of pursuing the how
Okay.
is gonna be important.
So, what accountability is going to help you so that you don't shy away from this? Because your dream is right there. You can see it.
That's a really good question. I don't know. I
Oh,
would love
great.
to say, like, myself as accountability, but that's not working very well right now.
Okay.
So
It is effective if you have accountability with somebody outside of yourself because
yeah.
it raises the chances from 5% up to 85% that you'll do it.
Oh, wow. So your accountability buddy, that's what I like to
Okay.
call them.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
it could be somebody you know,
yeah.
it could be us. You could hold yourself accountable at the end of this call after you get the data that Sharon's going to share with you.
Yeah, I mean, I like that, at least for signing up for the certification, and I think I need to think about an accountability buddy for the rest of it,
Okay.
because I've got a great husband who always supports me, and at the same time, I wanna lean on maybe some other folks in my network.
Okay. Okay, so I have a request and you can say yes, no counteroffer.
Yeah,
So my request is the first accountability is at the end of this podcast that you put in the chat box, where you're leaning or if you made a decision. No pressure.
great.
Okay, the second accountability is your coach, the one that inspired you. You
Mm.
hold accountability with that coach.
Yeah, she's a good accountability buddy, actually.
Yeah,
She's probably a good one.
accountability. That's good. I can't even say that. That's tongue twister.
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay, so what have you discovered from our, it's probably 11, 12 minutes now. What have you discovered about this career path for yourself?
That it's probably more attainable than I let myself believe, and getting bogged down in the day-to-day is definitely getting in my way, which I'll give
Mm,
myself a little grace, but,
yeah.
not to get stuck in it.
Okay. So it sounds like you're a go-getter, and I really could see that vision for yourself a year
Yeah.
from now and out in the future. So I have one final request, which is when you hold on to that vision, it's harder for the saboteurs to get you.
Okay.
So will you keep on breathing life into that?
I'm gonna try
Yeah.
because it feels good too. I haven't
Yeah.
done it in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for your willingness to step up to you didn't even know what.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. This was
Nice to
this was
meet
great.
you. Thank
Nice to
you.
meet you.
Yeah. So Shannon's going to come on and she's going to do her thing.
Thank you so much, Allie. It's always so great to see someone step into getting demo coaching. So, the rest of you, you all are really up now. I'd love for you to put some things in the chat that you saw Joni doing, or questions that she asked, or things she did, or just ways that she showed up. Allie obviously is the more fascinating one since she was the client, and but talk to me about what you saw, anything that you saw about Joni with Allie. I'll give y'all a minute to. Yep, what did you notice?
What did you think was coactive coaching versus the regular kind of conversation?
So this is what we'll be doing in our classes. We demonstrate something and then we discuss it. Yes, Patrick. Hey, Patrick Kelly. I have a brother named Patrick Kelly.
Oh, wow.
So
Is this your brother, Patrick Kelly?
uh, I don't know.
He says that's
Uh,
me.
no way.
Oh,
Haha.
kidding.
Okay. Okay, Patrick, come on. Let's keep this let's keep this webinar on track. But yes, you are so right. Picking up on physical cues such as Allie's eyes lighting up. Yes. So throughout, Joni was tracking, deeply listening to both what Allie was saying and what she wasn't saying, but what Joni was seeing. And through that listening, she articulate what's going on is another skill. And the impact of that is that the client feels seen. We notice things that they don't, when they're sort of deep in thought. And so it can really help shed some light on what's going on. Yeah, like eyes lighting up. And yeah, changes in energy. And pausing, because again, these are tells, these are indications that something's happening, and we don't make assumptions about what that something is, but we do get curious. We get curious about it. Yeah, identifying other goals. Yes, commitment to our dreams. Yes. So, Elizabeth, I just want to say, visioning is what Joni was doing. And notice how the focus really wasn't on the how, because without a good enough reason, without a why, without a vision, the how just kind of gets caught in our everyday. Well, I'd like to do that, but, what we call saboteurs. So when you go out and really craft, what would it look like if it was successful? What do I want to start walking towards? Everything begins to fall into place. So, a couple other things, the kinds of questions that Joni was asking are called powerful questions in our language. usually start with what, very few words. What we're going for is not information gathering, but rather tapping into things that the client may not even know, So, one of the great questions that Joni asked was, when you're working with those clients in the future, what are you inspiring? Again, that's not something that we, when we're thinking about our next moves, are typically planning, but it certainly has this pull, right? If you want to inspire courage and, all of the things that came up, that's that has a will pull you toward doing more towards that goal. So, let's see. The skill of acknowledgement. You are courageous. And notice that Allie didn't say the word courageous. Joni, through her intuition, just named something that felt true for her. And it really opened something up. I wouldn't have considered myself, courageous, but sounds cool to step into, I'm paraphrasing Allie, sorry. um, Championing, I know I can see you doing this. I hear you, you're activating, you're going. Yes. So I'm going to pause there, take a breath. And what am I missing, Joni, or anyone out there? If you want to put anything else in the chat about things that you saw. And I also just want to ask too, sorry, what was different about that conversation than a regular conversation with your friend or your boss or your whoever?
While they're typing or thinking about that, maybe I'll just add to what you said, Shannon, that the coach is the mirror for the coachee, that they can't see their body language, they can't see their eyes and how their facial expression is, or maybe even hear their tone of voice. So we are revealing for them what they cannot see. And our model is a holistic model, which it was interesting that Ali had said that, and it's a transformative model, meaning we help the person shift their entire mindset so that new possibilities are available to them. I mean, my life is completely different than I started out as a journalist, hard hitting, in your face. And I hope I seem a little bit softer now, although Ali did ask for me to, and I had to, okay, you don't know what you're asking for. But yes, active listening. Thank you, Patrick, Shannon's brother.
Yes, not Shannon. My
I know Shannon. Yep.
long lost other brother Patrick.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, actively listening, not giving advice, because what happens out there when someone says, "Oh, I know what you should do," blah 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 blah, because here's what I did, and here's da 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 da, and blah da 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 da. Anybody have an experience of that?
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
And
Yeah.
sometimes people pay for that. It's called consulting, or, you pay for expert knowledge.
Yeah.
And it can be a powerful conversation. But coaching is really, again, as Joni said, it's less about solving a problem and more about becoming the person whose problems get solved, and becoming the person who you really were born to be. And so we help people gain a lot of stuff, make a lot of changes, do all those things. But at the core, coactive coaching is really about, is this person in right relationship with themselves? Are they enjoying their life? Are they, feeling fulfilled in their work?
Mhm.
That's our big agenda.
Yes. And when we work with the coachee or client, we use those words interchangeably, and we're helping them get connected to themselves at a deeper level so they can be more authentic and be more in alignment. And when you're more in alignment, you attract more.
That's right.
You see more. You're a different human being than when we're out in the world wearing masks, to get along in society. So this is very courageous to be a coach and to be coached, to take that mask off and just allow yourself to be vulnerable and present.
Patrick, it's so true. Patrick says it seems like many people in conversations feel like they need to give advice rather than just listening. It's so true. Advice giving's fun. Like when I give advice, it gives me a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, here's what I know. But really, really, people they need to be listened to. They need to
Hmm.
be listened to. They don't know how hungry they are for that.
That's right.
And it's such a magic happens, in the deep listening. So,
Magic. That's actually the key. When two human beings can be vulnerable to the extent that the coachee is willing to be. And I see a question from Allie in the chat box. So people have various levels are willing to get vulnerable. And, we build psychological safety and trust. And you get a lot of tools and a lot of practice so that you learn how to kind of like go in the shallow end with the person. Although some people just like, I'm here. And you just go in the deep end with them. But, Allie was very vulnerable and present. And sometimes we come to a webinar and people are not. That's okay. Wherever you are is fine. Yeah.
yeah. And I want to say, so I'm noticing we're starting to morph into
Yeah.
some
Q&A.
Q&A. So I just want to hear from somebody, from Sharon or somebody, should we keep going with these questions?
Yeah, I want to make sure people feel like if it's important to them that we're answering them. So I'm going to
Perfect.
take your lead.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks for
Okay, so
asking.
sure. So, Allie, I would say, this very unscientific statistic of, 72.8% of what I'm doing as a coach is
Mm.
helping people get a little more vulnerable and get out of being stuck with their saboteurs. Because, and for those of you out there who don't know what that means, saboteurs, very nutshell, it's the part of us, it's the sort of compilation of messaging that we received growing up and throughout our lives and from society around how to survive. Some of it is like, very useful. Don't run out into the street. And somehow that becomes safety is the main focus of those parts of self. And so when you want to start creating change and work with a coach, you have to be willing to step beyond safety, meaning stepping out of comfort zones. So those parts of self get very active when people are about to make a change. And so a huge piece of what we're doing with people is recognizing when they're kind of stuck in those safety voice patterns and be
Mhm.
able to tap into other parts of self that are more creative, more resourced, more dreaming, more adventurous, other parts of themselves that may be less expressed. So we're
Yeah.
doing that all the time, Allie, and we have a whole course called Fulfillment where we really, really focus on that. But that is a thread that's pulled throughout our curriculum.
Yeah. And I'll say Joanna has a question here around active listening. And of course, we understand how critical it is because we're listening sort of like between the lines, as well as what the person's telling us. Um, but what if someone asks for advice? And so I'd like to go back to the demo for a moment and point out that I, on purpose, did not ask Allie, what is she thinking? What is she researched? I didn't ask for any data. Because if I ask for the data, I'm setting myself up to be the consultant. And again, nothing wrong with consultant, but we're trying to practice coaching. So coaching is kind of like a flip. So when people ask for advice, sometimes if we've been coaching for quite some time, we'll say, where else do you ask people for advice? And what advice would you? We try to point it back to the coachee. And again, you will get this kind of training and all these kinds of answers to your questions in each one of the modules that you take. But what I want to assure you is everyone can learn to do what I just did.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been doing it for a long time, 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to take you 25 years, okay? like within like the very first course that I took at Coactive, 3 weeks after that, I had my first full fee client. I was a new single mom. I had 2 kids I had to support. I had to get busy. So it's completely doable. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, Eric said, Joni opening with "How can I build trust with you" is extremely disarming. Yeah, and I gotta say, great coaching is disarming. It's disruptive.
Yeah.
It's gently disruptive. It's not, but that is really the purpose. Shake up, wake up,
Yeah.
time to get moving.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I would say a lot of coaching it's new. And I think that is what excites me always about doing this work is that these kinds of conversations are different than the conversations that I had in the past. Like, even as a therapist, it's like I had deep conversations, but I feel like Coactive takes it to a whole new level because of the focus on people being naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. And when you really step into that, you recognize that you can be an incredible partner and thought partner and creativity partner and sort of champion for, but that person is walking their path and they truly do know what's best. It might be covered up by a lot of stuff, but it's so liberating as a coach to be able to trust that everybody's on their path and it's unfolding as it should, and you can help them, maximize. So,
And our intention as coaches is to actually create a container, a safety, like I want to say like an incubator for the coachee to practice different behaviors that they're maybe can't practice out in the real world yet. So then they can practice with us and we can give them feedback. We could ask them, what did it feel like you practicing, like having a difficult conversation that you've been avoiding? So, but we take baby steps. So it's not like we throw you in the deep end unless you're the kind of person that wants to. So, yeah.
let's see. Could you put in a concise way, explain the biggest difference? I will give you the most concise and basic. And that is that generally speaking, so I'm a huge fan of both. I'll just say that. I always have both as a client. Generally speaking, therapy is based on medical models. Generally speaking, people will start therapy sort of below baseline functioning and are trying to kind of get back to baseline, or they're looking to resolve something from their history, or they're looking to make something that isn't working well better. Coaching is most people start coaching because they're dissatisfied with the status quo of their lives or their careers or their whatever, and they want to move forward with more fulfillment, more, what is this life about anyway? Is this it? Is sort of the versus the focus on the history. So I like to say in coaching, it's sort of like, I don't need to know why you're like this. I mean, I can, it's fine. You can tell me why. But what I would need to know is here I am and what's next. And so that said, there's tons of overlap. I mean, there's only so many really powerful ways to work with human beings. So know that these questions are asked and answered throughout our curriculum.
And if I could say, coaching is very cathartic and very therapeutic as well, although
Mhm.
we're not therapists and we stay in our lane. I do have several clients who had worked with a therapist, but coaching is all about where's the person right now and where's the future they want to create. And so many people find that actually very life affirming and very invigorating. So, and Elizabeth's question was about, have you ever felt impacted by someone's coaching? in a way that made you learn something new. Totally. Yeah. I mean, I won't say you get an aha or I get an aha every moment or every coaching session, but I still work with a coach. And we've been working together now 5 years. And she asks sometimes some real zingers. And it's those ones that kind of like, oh, that's a really good one.
Mm.
And I get the insight. So you
Mhm.
got to have, I feel the key is a trusting relationship, that you feel that you won't be judged, you won't be made wrong, and that, you can say your truth in a safe, non-judgmental environment.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just seeing if there's anything else here.
Oh, this is so fun, Shannon.
I know. We could just talk all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm just thinking, Elizabeth, something that I love about coaching is, yes, I feel like coaching sessions it's like gardening. You don't always get to see the flower bloom, but, you do the work with the client of digging and weeding and fertilizing and watering and like magic sometimes, somewhere out in the future, here comes these beautiful blooms. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So we teach the curriculum, the content, the coaching. We're very deep in this. Some of these other questions that are starting to appear around the logistics and how long does this go and how do I do this, etc., really kind of belong to Sharon and Kat. So if there's any other content questions, we're happy to stay. But maybe we'll hang around here and bring Sharon back on. And Sharon, have you seen anything in the chat box that you could address or?
Yeah, why don't I come back on?
Yeah.
And then we'll bring everybody back at the end for some Q&A that if there are any outstanding questions. How does that sound?
Yeah, it's great for us. Is that great for all of you out in the audience?
That sound good?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to jump back in, and I want to first of all thank Joni and Shannon. That was really amazing. And to see it happen with Allie. So, Allie, thank you for being so authentic, leaning in and really being present for the coaching. It was really wonderful. So, thank you all. I'm going to step in now and talk a little bit about the coach training pathway. And what I first want to mention here is we are at a really exciting time here at Coactive. We actually have a legacy pathway that is been happening for many, many years and that will continue on through 2026. And we're also introducing what we're calling a progressive pathway. So both pathways have stages. I'm going to focus the conversation today on the progressive pathway, which launches in January. And it starts with a one-day course we're calling Foundations. And this is really the entryway to the Coactive ecosystem. It's a one-day opportunity to learn about the Coactive model and more about some of the Coactive skills. Now, as in the legacy pathway with fundamentals, we offer a money back guarantee after this course. And the reason being, we don't want anybody taking the course if it's not aligning with your values, your leadership principles, or if it's just not the right fit for you. So please know that going in, if you're interested and excited after today, you could take that first step in either fundamentals or foundations.
Great. Sharon,
Yes.
can you turn your camera on? We'd love to see you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't
That's
even
okay.
realize it wasn't on. My
Yeah.
apologies. There we go.
There
Can
we
you see me
go.
now? Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks. Sorry about that. I was so involved in getting my slides up. Thanks, Joni. The second step or pathway is Ignite the Practice. And in Ignite the Practice, this is an opportunity for two things. You would be able to get we're calling it CAP. It's a Coactive Practitioner Credential, and that's a Coactive credential. but you're also able, with the addition of both supervision, both individual and group supervision, to receive a level 1 ACC credential at this point. When you feel, well, if you're going through foundations and ignite the practice, and you're looking for a deeper dive, which goes into stage 3, deepen the work, it's an opportunity to receive 2 credentials here. You see the CPCC credential, which would be that you're you're a certified professional coactive coach, and also would give you the ability to go to the ICF for the level 2 credential, which is the PCC credential.
So
Now,
I love that we have these 2 different options now.
yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. And I have to say, Joni, I think, and I know Kat's with us too, and we've been speaking to a lot of people, and it's exciting because we're really offering, it's the same learning. It's just packaged differently. So that's something to note. And I always like to say we're all available at Sales at Coactive. If there is a deeper conversation that you're looking to have, I know some of the people on the call today, both Kat and I, have been working with. So thanks for joining, and we're always available to be able to support you further.
I wonder
Yeah.
if you could tell the folks what's the advantage of one and the advantage of the other, so it could help them decide the pathway.
Yeah, so what I always ask is if you're interested in starting now, I ask really 2 questions, Joni. When are you interested in beginning? And what is the credentialing option you're looking for? And this works right into this slide beautifully.
I
So if
see.
people are looking to step into fundamentals right away, we have courses available. Actually, there's one starting Friday, October 24th. We're in 4 different time zones, and we have a lot of options available. If you are looking to begin in January, and you're looking for a way to be credentialed and to receive credentialing along the way in a little bit more of a compact way, we have the progressive option. But I just want to state again, the learning hasn't changed. It's all about the packaging.
So you really kind of have to sit with somebody and talk through so they can explain to you the different advantages for your unique situation, just like coaching.
Absolutely.
It's
Very
very,
much so.
it's
And,
very
I
customized.
think that's just it. Everybody has a unique situation. Some people travel a lot for their careers. Some people switch time zones, Joni, and they want to be, yeah, they need more flexibility. So there's an option to really tailor which pathway you're interested to go through. So I love that. Yes, and it is available, and we're really excited. So what I would say here about the International Coaching Federation is I mentioned to you with the progressive pathway that you could be ACC level 1 accredited or PCC level 2 accredited. I'm also really excited to mention that they're designing a master coaching program that's also going to be available in 2026. I'm not sure of exactly when that will launch, but we're really looking, and our designers are working incredibly, just it's amazing what's coming up. So I think there are a lot of opportunities. Many people that come to Coactive are looking to be ICF accredited. So there's a great opportunity in both of the pathways to be able to get accredited with ICF.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, actually, I don't know if you knew this, Sharon, that we were one of the founding schools for the ICF.
I did know that. And
Yeah.
I have to say, working for another organization, when I went through the program, that was the company didn't want me coaching internally unless I was able to have a degree from both Coactive, which was their choice because it aligned with their mission as a company, but also to be able to be ICF accredited. So it's really important.
Yeah.
So I was able to thankfully go through this incredible program. What I think I'm actually going the wrong direction. This is what I wanted, pricing. And to speak to you a little bit about the 3 stages that I just spoke about. Foundations is that one-day course. It is ICF accredited. It's $490. And it is a prerequisite to stages 2 and 3. Stage 2 is Ignite the Practice. Something important to notice here, if you are just looking to learn about coactive, but not looking to be accredited, you can take the courses and receive a coactive practitioner credential. If you are looking to be accredited at stage 2, you can add the group and individual supervision to the package. You see there the $3,490 is the coursework, plus $1,790, which would be the group and individual supervision, gives you the $5,280. So that, again, two different options here. If you are looking to really do a deep dive and you really want to be certified as a CPCC coach and also become PCC accredited at ICF, you would do foundations, ignite the practice, just the coursework, and then be able to move to deepen the work. And deepen the work would give you 5 intensive group sessions, as well as pod calls and individual and group supervision. And very, very intensive. It's about a 5-month process. So just some additional pieces there. Lastly, what I would say is if Foundations is looking interesting to you, and if it might be just an opportunity for you to know a little bit more about coactive after Joni and Shannon's coaching today, please feel free to either go to the website or reach out to somebody in sales. If you go to courses and click, you'll see that 2 pathways will come up. Foundations is what I've been really speaking about today, which is that one-day course. And we have everything ready to start for the very first week. Actually, January 7th, I think, is the first course. So we're ready to roll and we're taking registrations. So hopefully we'll be able to support you more in getting started with the program. We also have packages available. I kind of spoke to the CAP and then adding on the ACC certification package. If you took stages 1 and 2, which is Foundations plus this Ignite the Practice, you would be receiving both courses for $5,280. So we'd be actually saving you the $490 for that initial course. If it seems interesting and you want to go through all 3 stages, you're saving $2,000 on going through the package that I just mentioned a few moments ago. So great opportunities here. And something that started for us back in April that we are also really excited to offer our students is that we are offering 0% financing through Stripe and our billing team, so that if you are interested in getting started on either one of these 2 packages, there are 4 or 6 installments that would be able to happen every 30 days with 0% financing. So another incredible option if you're interested in getting started with us. So now it's that time for more questions. And I've got Joni and Shannon hopefully on screen. I see Joni, and I'm going to go to the Q&A and see what we have. It doesn't.
I think we answered a couple of them in the chat just for time's sake.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like I have any open questions currently. I don't know if anybody else has any burning thoughts or if they have any additional questions they'd like to share. This is that moment.
Shannon, people have questions in the chat.
Oh, okay.
It
So
says,
let's pivot there.
is financing available outside the US, i.e. Canada?
Yeah, it sure is. So those packages I spoke about are for anyone around the world.
Oh,
So it's an incredible opportunity. And please reach out. We'd be glad to support you and answer any others. I don't know if there was anything else that I missed here. Let me see.
One is, are the courses completely online or in person?
Thank you. The courses right now are completely online. And I want to talk a little bit about that. In 2025, we had courses in London, in Toronto, and also in Washington, D.C. And what we have found out that post-COVID, most of our students are weighing in and voting on online learning at this time. We are able to provide courses in 4 time zones online, in Eastern and Pacific in the US, as well as Asia and Europe. Not that we will not be considering and looking at possibly opening in person later on in 2026, but we have an awful lot on our plate right now. And as the students are really excited about the online offering, we are keeping things as is for the moment. But as soon as something changes, we'll be sure to reach out if you'd like to ask a question or reach out to us at Coactive, but nothing in the works just yet. Let me see if I plan on coaching one-on-one, not corporate. Is AC certification still recommended? That's an interesting question. I often say that if you're looking to coach others, either in group or if you want to be an entrepreneurial coach, some people are looking to see that that you are credentialed. I think that's a conversation for you. You might decide to contract or consult within a larger organization, and they may look for that down the road. But I think that's something that you could make a decision on. You could test the waters with us. And as you go, you could add that training on because of the stages that we offer, if in fact you decide that's what you're looking for.
Sounds like the progressive route might be good for Patrick.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he can, decide and stop at any time.
Yeah, you can build on it.
Yeah.
You can start slow, make sure it's right for you, and then go on to the next step. Yeah. I think everyone, I know we're over, and thank you all for being patient. I don't know if anybody has any final thoughts, but I want to thank Joni and Shannon and Kat as well for handling behind the scenes today. And thank you all for joining.
Thank you all.
Reach
Hope to
out
see
if
you.
we can help you at all.
Yes. Thanks,
Thank
everyone, for
you.
joining us. Hope to see you online again.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye, everyone.